Hello and welcome to Elgin Talks, the show that talks about Elgin and all the fun, exciting things we have here in our town. I'm Jason Tatum of All City Real Estate. This is Vanessa Calabaza standing in for Monica Nava for the Kim Cafe coffee shop here in Elgin, Texas. And of course we have the amazing Henry Moon of Viral Media here today to talk a little bit about some of the things he's got going on in and around our wonderful community. So how y'all doing?
Great.
Pretty good so
Stoked
far.
for Halloween.
Pretty good so far. It's almost like 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening here, so hopefully it gets even better.
I'm hoping that my daughter's paper mache pumpkin head dries so we can cut out and paint tonight.
There you go. Valid concern. Valid concern. Is this a school project or is this
A Halloween costume. So if it
nice.
fails, then that's a mom fail.
Awesome. And that actually brings up a really interesting subject that we have here. Are you trick-or-treating or are you staying home?
We are going to trick or treat tonight. Or not tonight, but this weekend. We're also going to offer candy and check it out.
Very cool. How about you, Henry? Are you opening up the doors?
Let's be honest, not a lot of people make it out to my neighborhood, but I will have candy available if they do.
There you go. If you make it to Henry Moon's house, you might get a ton of candy. So, I'll be out of town myself, going down to Port Aransas, the other Elgin, Texas, to hang out and enjoy some time away. We'll see how that goes.
Are you going to trick or treat down there?
I'm not. I might bar or treat, but we'll see how that goes.
Are you dressing up for that?
Yes, I am.
Nice.
Probably wear a really, really nice tattered fishing shirt, perhaps some flip flops. So I'm gonna go as a fisherman who didn't catch anything. That's what I usually go for.
Bring us pictures so we can share next time.
Right. So this week in Elgin, of course, we've had a lot of fun and exciting things going on, whether it's at the yoga studio, at Elgin Wellness, or the Owl Wine Bar just won an amazing grant. So a lot of things happening in our town that are keeping us vibrant, keeping our businesses open, and giving you excuses to come out and experience this great town. As a matter of fact, you have some wonderful events that you want to talk about.
There is quite a few events going on this weekend. Thursday is Farmers Market, of course. The 30th is Luna Market from 5 to 8 in the alley behind GM
Dry Goods.
Yes,
Yeah.
there. Saturday the 31st, there's the Trunk or Treat at Hakuna Matata. That a lot of vendors are definitely participating in that. And then on the 7th is the sidewalk sale.
Very cool.
Rapid fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love
Coming
to
up.
talk about a trunk or treat. If you're new to Texas, this is very typical here. I mean, where I came from, people actually had to go to the door to knock on the door and ask for Halloween candy. So I moved from Colorado many years ago. And one of my first Halloweens here, every single person in my neighborhood sat in the back of their pickup truck with a big tub of candy. And I was like, what are they doing? Like, why would that be necessary? So my kids went out and my wife took them out trick-or-treating. I stayed at the house, I handed out candy. I was out of candy in about 10 minutes. So my kids came back, I took their candy, made them go out again, and I gave away their candy because the amount of children that come out in our neighborhoods to trick-or-treat is really cool. We get a lot of folks that bus in from the rural areas to hit our more city-like neighborhoods and load up on the candy. So folks just sit out in their trucks. So a trunk or treat is very similar to that. You're just taking your car instead of in front of your house, you're moving it downtown, just on the other side of the railroad tracks there, and probably be a lot of fun stuff. And of course, Hakuna Matata is a great store or shop to get some wonderful fruit concoctions. I think snow cones,
yes.
right? Which is not to be confused with Philadelphia ice, but very similar. Right?
Yes.
Nice
So
throwback, yeah.
I think it's a blessing that we're offering these things for our children and just trying to keep the spirit of our community alive by offering these public events. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah. So the Luna Market, have you ever been there?
I've never even heard of it. I was going to ask about that. What's the deal with Luna Market?
Luna Market is really neat. It was a market that came about. This young lady decided, you know what, I want to have a market that's kind of more focused on women, right? But also great for anybody who wants to attend. So they started out with just women vendors, right? And their crafts. And what they did was they opened up the alley and they put all these amazing lights out there. So it had this very cool mystique about it when you would walk down the alley and shop these different vendors, handcrafted items. And it was just neat. And just meeting these folks in person. It was a lot of fun, a little bit of wine tasting and food tasting.
Wow. Kim
so it's-
Cafe will also be there giving apple cider with whiskey infused orange slices. Just saying.
Delicious sounding to me, right? So yeah, little
Say less, I'll
market.
be there.
I mean, you're not gonna find that, in your normal city. But Elgin is not your normal city. We're a pretty awesome place.
It's
so
better.
that's better, right? And then of course you got the sidewalk sale, which I know that you do some displays out there. What's some of the stuff that you like to display out?
So I do prints, just whatever I got going on. There's a bunch of really cool fields of longhorns that are in the area. I know I'm real nerdy for spending afternoons out there taking pictures of cows, but that's what I like to do, and those are kind of like the big things that that people like to look at and see. So
Super cool.
Yeah.
So you take these pictures in the early morning, in the evening, or do you just have like certain ones that you really like?
it's usually like special circumstance. So like sunset is not that special, but it is a circumstance. I mean, it's beautiful, but and then foggy days.
Gotcha.
I usually try to make the trek out. So
Nice.
yeah,
And
it's
talk
super
about really local, right? I mean, longhorns are a very unique species, man. If you ever seen one up close, they're pretty intimidating. And just having photographs of those say that you are a Texas person right there. I mean, there's no better label than a longhorn picture to say that you love Texas.
And if you happen to be the person that lives on Main, about 3 miles outside of town, talk to me. I would love to come out and take pictures of your longhorn specifically. It's like black and white spotted. It's
Oh,
gorgeous.
nice.
Yeah. And there's a beautiful hill and like an A&M barn, and I'm
Well,
hyping up
super.
this poor person, but yeah, no, it was super cool.
Yeah, super cool, man. So, and there'll be several other vendors. Firewalled Cafe is open. If you haven't tried their food, I recommend that you do. It's great stuff. And of course, up and down the street, there'll be various vendors and shops open on Saturday. Bring your mask, but also come to enjoy the day. It is quite fun. So.
That's super fun.
Yeah. So for me, what I got going on in real estate is, talking about Saratoga Farms. Saratoga Farms is the development right there behind Walmart here in Elgin. And they started building, I think, just a couple years ago, not too long ago. And they are almost completely sold out. That entire community, I think they've got maybe 3 to 5 lots left. So that just really speaks to the growth and interest in Elgin. The P&Z meeting last night, we were talking about a couple other subdivisions that are coming online in front of the high school. You've got LGI that's building next to the high school right now. You've got the Lennar build. So we're seeing a lot of growth and a lot of interest, especially with the announcements of Tesla and these other major companies moving into the Austin area, and it's really driving people out into our area, which is really affordable. And I know some of y'all are like, oh no, more people, but me, I like the fact that we have more people because that means more revenue and more folks that come and enjoy these shops and support these local businesses that really make Elgin what it is. So there should be a lot of great neighborhoods to come. So if you know folks that are looking for new homes, I'm telling you, next year is going to be a great year. A lot of variety in the market, a lot of great neighborhoods with hike and bike trails, swimming pools, all of the things that you really look forward to seeing in your neighborhoods are coming our way. So, and the city, man, they just completed this sidewalk project in front of the Memorial Park. They added sidewalks to the pavilion. They're putting in parking lots. They've added sidewalks to the tennis courts. We really are a world-class city, and for our size, I think we're just far ahead of so many other small communities around us with our connectability, our walkability, right? Being able to get on your bicycle or have the kids ride their bicycles while you walk. I mean, there just about isn't anywhere you can't get to in Elgin now on sidewalks, and I think that's a huge blessing.
Yeah, I was out there walking yesterday. It's lovely. Yeah, they went through real fast, so everything is easy to get to, and there's no ankle twisting spots left. And
Right. Yeah, well, let me tell you, one thing we need a dog park. So talk to your parks department, talk to your parks board, tell them we don't want to wait for the 5-year plan. We need a dog park now. Our little critters need someplace to mingle and meet and hang out and socialize. We got plenty of room as our park system, and I want to see that. So help me. Call the city. Call your friends. Let's mobilize and get this dog park going next year if we can, right?
And speaking of representatives, we got a big week next week with the election.
Right.
So Tuesday, November 3rd, make sure you get out and vote. I'm sure they're still doing early voting, but
A little bit, this weekend, I think, right?
Yeah, so make sure you get out and vote. The biggest complaint I hear from people is that they just don't care about the presidential election, but there's tons of elections all the way down the ticket from local council to state legislature and all that stuff. So make sure you get out and vote. It affects everybody. And we're trying to make our town the best it can be. So get out and voice your opinion.
That's right. You know, I thought you said you were running for president. I actually looked for you on the ballot. I didn't see you, so I guess maybe you were just kidding.
Wait
but
until I
was
turn
like,
35.
A vote for Henry Moon is a vote for America.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was a great slogan. I don't know what happened though.
I've been putting out the advertisements, but I just can't get on the ballot yet.
Right, maybe next year.
Trying to get that law changed for 25 and up for president. Yeah.
Well, and, you know, another blessing about where we are as a small town, our growth, it's very easy to vote here. There's rarely a line, if ever, and I voted on election day or in the early voting process. It's always been a smooth process. They do such a great job of managing the folks that come in and out, and they've updated the system. This was amazingly easy. You know, it was like a touchpad. It was very easy to read things. It was very easy to move back and forth and make sure I had the right candidate. Yeah. So it's just gotten a lot easier, a lot better.
We went on the first day of early voting, and like there was a pretty good line, but we were out of there in like 5 minutes.
Right.
I mean, even with the line, it was moving quick.
So. Right, and that's a blessing if you you know, watch any of the news. I'm sure you'll hear stories like in New York where people are waiting up to 3 hours to vote. So if they can wait 3 hours, we can wait 5 minutes. By God.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
and no one loses when you vote, right? I mean, it's not. It's great. I mean, I love that we have people that are passionate. I love that we have a competition for mayor, right? But again, it's your just voting is what wins. You know, making your voice heard, taking an active part in your community really helps us grow and become the community that we all want to live, work, and play in.
Like, I hope my team wins, but I'm not going to hate you if yours does. You know?
Right. At least not in public. Maybe on Facebook.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. On
totally cool to say mean things on Facebook. Apparently.
Very adult-like, also. Yeah.
And then be like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, in person. Apparently. Different rules, I guess.
Yeah. Speaking of political arguments, Thanksgiving and Christmas is coming up, and you're going to be seeing a lot of family that you don't normally see. And that's a great time to get family photos. So if you can take a break from those arguments for long enough to get together for a cool family photo, if you mention Elgin Talks, I'll knock 30% off. So head to viralmediausa.com and head over to the About Me page and send me a message.
And how cool are photos these days? I mean, you have such great technology behind how he does his photography. The photos come out amazing, but they're so shareable nowadays. God are the days where you have to stick one on the back of every Christmas card and mail it out. You can still do that, don't get me wrong, but in today's world, you can make postcards out of them instantly, or you can just send them via email or Facebook. So it's very easy to share, and especially now, people really do like to see that you're good, your family's good, and that's an easy, relatively inexpensive way to share your happiness with the world. So.
And there's two big benefits to hiring somebody to take your photos. One is that a family member isn't missing from the pictures, so if you have somebody with their phone taking the pictures. I know everybody has the phones, and the phones have really great cameras now, but they still can't keep up with the technology in the cameras that professional photographers have. So you're going to get really good photos that you haven't really seen that kind of quality before, just by nature of hiring somebody who has something that is made specifically to take photos. So you can't beat that quality. And like you said, they make for great prints. You can blow them up and put them on the wall. If you do that with a phone photo, they just don't scale that well.
Right. I mean, I am an avid picture taker with my phone. I probably get 1 in 10 decent shots. So, you know, maybe your averages are better, but. So tell us.
If you feel uncomfortable doing kind of like mob control for your photos, like if you got a family that's a little, you know, chaotic, we all do, then you want to have somebody else to kind of corral everybody that isn't going to get glared at dinner, right? So
there you go.
There's somebody else kind of corralling people and being the one that's kind of going to take charge and make sure you get a really great photo.
So Vanessa, you've been a great addition here, but tell us why you like Kim Cafe. What's your favorite part about living and working in this coffee shop?
Oh, the coffee, the smell of coffee. I've worked in coffee for about 12 years prior to moving to Elgin. So Elgin never had coffee.
Right.
Elgin has coffee now, so it's absolutely amazing. I love the eclectic feel when you walk into the shop, the smell, just the people, the friendliness, just get to know everybody.
Yeah, I think that is what's special about this shop is the people here just really care, and the love just, you know, is very evident when you're ordering things or getting your coffee. This person is very interested in you being happy, and that's really cool.
Yes.
So. Well, man, I'm so glad to have you with us. Any other events or things going on that you want to mention?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. I do have one more thing I wanted to say. Check this out. Downtown Elgin Halloween scavenger hunt. How many can you find? So this is ongoing as long as they still have the materials to hand out. So get in here, get done quickly, get this thing in, and you could win a prize. And I promise you'll have a lot of fun doing it. So you can find these at Kim Cafe and throughout Elgin. And of course, you can talk to the Elgin Recreation Center and they'll be able to hook you up as well. So
Awesome. Get
Well-
out there and find some stuff.
right, go find some stuff. Well, as always, we really appreciate you checking us out here on Elgin Talks. We try and do the show bi-weekly. And really, it's all about just trying to, again, talk about Elgin, bring all of these wonderful things to light. So if you'd like to showcase a business or maybe a friend of yours that does a wonderful craft and you'd like to share it with the world, contact us at elgintalks@gmail.com. That's
Elgin
elgintx at gmail.com. And we'll be happy to try and get you in here and showcase your products and your friends. So,
Yeah. Sweet.
That'd be good.
well,
With
anything else? You want to talk about the donuts or?
No, we're good.
All right, no donut
Sneaking up
talk.
on everybody. And with that,
Thank you, folks.
see you next time.